Welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. I am Brandon.
I'm Becca.
Oh, I'm Jordan.
And it's me.
Wrong
Kidding,
show.
it's the
Wrong show.
And Mariel.
And I'm Becca.
Oh, I
you
see what you
did.
did there.
You did in
Yeah, because in the Gus seat, you really wanted to be in this seat.
Now it's the Becca
That's
seat.
not why, but it came to me in a vision. So, yeah.
And Patrick, we also have Patrick Salazar in our sidecar. Is that what we're calling it? It is a very depressing sidecar.
Sidecar.
Where are you? Like in a dungeon somewhere. All right. Before we get started, just want to say thank you to wonderful sponsor for the podcast. So thank you very much. Oh, there they are. You don't want to reach in for the graphic.
Thanks for inviting me, Audible.
Oh, it went away.
So second straight Thursday podcast. I think last week was it was a thing.
I thought you were going to say okay.
No,
It's
it
the
was,
youth group
it was-
podcast.
it was
The
youth
youth
group.
group. What is this?
Yeah.
If that's the youth group, what is this?
This is the people who don't hang out with each other
Yeah.
Ever.
ever.
Jordan, you and I used to be close. Like so,
The four
you
of
and I.
us.
How long have you been in the company?
So almost 5 years.
Okay,
Dang.
so over that 5-year span, you've gotten further and further away from
Yeah,
me.
I'm trying. I stayed with you for like 2 months until I found an apartment that was very far away from you.
Yeah, well, you lived with me, and then we also sat next to each other at work.
Yeah.
Like you see how small this couch is.
Ugh,
That's where we were. Don't do
forgot
that.
about that.
Don't do that.
I'm glad I work in another building like 2 miles away now.
Yeah. Then you went to a different building here, and then now you're just like you just left.
Well,
ever.
it's all kind of rubber banding back now because I found out you're moving in the same neighborhood I am.
Yeah. So we're getting a house, and
Yeah.
Buying?
Brandon and I are getting a house.
Yeah, you just
so
did
I was
Becca.
just trying to include. All right. Yeah. Becca and I. All right.
Houses, you know about them, right?
houses. Yeah.
So we found this place and we really liked it, and then I realized that Jordan was moving into the same neighborhood.
I told
and-
you about this neighborhood.
Yeah, I just forgot. I didn't know that's where we were going to see this place.
Conveniently.
And then I was just
Yeah.
like, oh my God, Jordan's going to be so annoyed that I'm moving in next to him.
What's even more annoying is that you're moving into the house that I wanted to get.
Really?
Yeah, that was like our favorite house.
But,
Yeah.
yeah, that is a slap in the face.
Yeah, but we were saying like maybe we'll be friends with whoever moves into that house and we can
Not
see it all
anymore.
the time.
There you go.
And now it's Brandon, so we're never gonna see it.
Yeah, you can never go in there.
Yeah,
Well, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate all you guys
yeah.
being
Thanks for
here.
inviting me. I guess.
Brandon.
I have a question for you, Brandon.
Yeah.
If when you get this house, are you going to continue to subscribe to your grass service now that you have a yard? Or
No, I have a bitchin' yard. I'm
Man,
gonna retire
what
the
will
grass.
we make fun of you about now?
Oh my God, there's
Plenty of
like
things.
1,000 things.
Yeah.
There'll be like 100 things in this podcast
Look
alone,
at
and it's
him.
only an hour long.
Look at him.
The grass is a great idea. All
It
you
is a
guys
great
are
idea.
insane.
What's the
Yes.
grass thing? I don't know. The
Oh,
grass.
people will be mad if I explain it again.
Okay.
Short of
You
it,
can just explain it to me later.
some dude in
Or now.
California sends me his grass.
Oh shit.
That's the very, very
No.
short of it.
No,
That's stupid.
you're missing an important part there.
What's it?
So his dogs can pee and poop on it.
Yeah.
That is the
How
other-
much grass?
It's about like 4 feet by 2 feet. Let me
How
ask you this.
often?
Let me ask you this.
how
Do you
often do
like
they poop
having a
on it?
bathroom in your house, or would you prefer to have an outhouse somewhere?
Well, okay, wait. I think this
You
is the
wanna go
difference between having like a porta potty or a real bathroom. This isn't. I mean, what? I'm not gonna just like piss on the floor. As
Yeah, you're
your
gonna piss on
dog.
the
grass.
grass.
No,
You're gonna have
the
to
option
access
is
your
like,
grass.
Coming
okay,
over.
so it's like, December, you don't want to go out in the snow and take a shit in the, in the ground.
Hey, speaking of dogs,
Yeah.
Is it ever that cold here for your dogs?
It's chilly.
It does not get that
yeah,
cold.
it's
No, no,
never like
I have a pug, and because of her snout,
She
she
Oh.
can't stand the
airplanes.
extreme cold or the extreme heat.
How often does this guy send you grass though?
It's a very poorly constructed dog.
genetically doomed.
every 2
Yeah.
weeks.
Every 2 weeks you
Oh my
get new
gosh.
grass from this guy in California?
Do you put it? You live in an apartment.
What do you do
right?
with
Do you
it
put it on
afterward?
balcony or what do you?
Yeah,
do
it's on
with
the balcony. I have like a
think
big
it's a great
tray,
idea.
and I roll it
I
in
would
there.
do it if I lived in an apartment.
And so
Well,
the
now-
dogs, any time of day or night, they just go out there and do their business, and then
Now
after
you-
2 weeks, I throw it
Now
away.
you can put it in your house.
Why do you have to get that specific grass? Why couldn't you get just like?
Why do you go? Yeah, you can.
So many people are annoyed right now.
grass.
So I'll try to be. So I had like the fake
I just
grass or
wanna
whatever,
know.
I'm
but
so curious.
it's just carpet. So it's just it just accumulates piss. So it's like you go outside on your balcony, it's a smell of ammonia, and you just want to throw up. Whereas this, it has like 2 inches of soil, just sucks up the urine.
Hmm.
I'm not getting paid
Why-
for talking about
Why
this
couldn't
either.
you grow
It's
your own
ridiculous.
grass on the balcony though?
Oh, there you go. Plot
Can't
twist.
grow shit. Oh, look at the dog.
I think
Rupert,
that's our
what do
cue
you
to
think?
shut up about this.
Yeah,
I-
I know, right?
I have a service that comes twice a week to pick up dog poop from my yard.
Oh my god,
Are you
It's incredible. When you
serious?
have 4 dogs,
that's
Oh,
true.
boy.
it's a lot. Now we have 3, but it's still a lot of poop.
Is it weird that I want to buy like a super fancy toilet for my house? That's really the only thing
No.
I'm excited about putting in my house.
I've
Yeah.
looked into getting like Toto washlets put in my house, but you need a grounded power outlet.
Could you explain what it is?
Oh, so it's a Japanese toilet essentially. It's a
The
fancy
one that
bidet,
squirts
but
your bum.
it goes over your toilet, and yeah, so it has like friggin' ringtones and
What?
white noise, like so it'll mask the sound of your pee if you're pee shy. Heated
Oh,
toilet,
I need that for
um,
public restrooms.
a bidet sprayer that has like all sorts of ranges of intensity. I mean, it's incredible. It's hard to go back to a normal toilet after using one. So I thought about getting one for Michael for his birthday one year, but it was a huge process because you have to get the outlet installed.
See, what you have to do is get it for somebody at Christmas so you can
Uh-huh.
wrap it. And take it out of the cardboard box. Just wrap it as a toilet
the
and
toilet
put it
seat.
in front of the tree. So you just have like a wrapped toilet shaped
It's just
box.
a little toilet seat though, so you can have a toilet seat shaped box.
Oh, so there's no tank?
No, like you just put it on a normal toilet.
Oh, you just take off the
Yeah,
seat.
it's just a conversion.
like a bidet.
Come on.
Oh, it's not a whole new toilet. Oh, no, I want something fancy. I want to walk into the bathroom and just see this just like...
Just get a bidet. Just go all out. Like get a toilet and a bidet.
My dog now.
Bidet, bidet.
I'm super happy you're here, Becca. I remember when you were just contracting
I
with
don't
us every now and
believe
then.
hmm
We would always look for a way to include sister, just because like hearing you like in the booth doing sister lines is like my absolute favorite thing in the world.
What a fanboy.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Sister would have been like legit killed off if it weren't for Brandon. I probably would have had no career after Blood Gulch.
In all of Red versus Blue, I think you have the most inappropriate line.
Oh, definitely. Oh, wait, which one?
You have to know which one I'm talking about.
I don't know. I could think of a couple.
Can we repeat it?
The female ejaculation.
Really? That one?
Yeah.
That seems sort of mild. For
What's the worst
Sister.
one that you think?
Like the one about like who wants to be known as the girl who's had 7 abortions.
Oh my god.
Sorry. Shouldn't laugh.
Can you do the lines for us?
Oh God. Okay.
God, it's embarrassing.
Yeah. Well, they say girls can't ejaculate either, but guess what? And then I think it was just generally who wants to be known as the girl who's had 7 abortions. That was a long time ago. It's been 10 years.
I still,
Oh.
it's my
Yeah.
favorite. Yeah. So like, I'm always afraid like when Gus isn't here of like saying the wrong thing.
Yeah, we shouldn't be leaving this up to you, actually.
I know it's so horrible.
Mariel, do you want to run this?
No, thank you.
Well,
I'm good.
like, when we did Joel's show last year, there was so much stuff that will come up we want to talk about in the news, but the lawyers were like, "You can't say this. You can't say this. You can't say
Does
this.
this podcast have lawyers?
You can't say this." I don't
just
know.
said-
Our
we
show,
just said
Technically
female
we do, but they've
ejaculation.
just like walked away.
our
Okay.
show
Yeah.
did, and then last week tonight. Have you guys watched Last Week Tonight?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't watch
Um,
it often, but
So a couple weeks ago, they wanted to do a story on coal because like coal's like the big topic right now.
Coal.
So
I hate that
there's
bitch.
yeah, there's a
Fucking coal.
CEO of
He's
a
the
popular
alien.
coal company, which I will not name because
You don't want
I
that
have
cease and
fear.
desist letter.
I do not
Yeah.
want these.
If Gus were here, he'd do it.
Yeah. So the show reached out to him and his company before they actually did the broadcast and asked them to comment on something. So the company knew that they were going to do this story. So they sent John Oliver's show a cease and desist letter before the
Before they even
broadcast.
did it.
So that's what John Oliver started the show with, was a cease and desist letter.
He just dug in.
It was so ballsy.
Oh yeah.
And at the end, they were like, we know we're going to get sued, like come at us. And like 2 days later,
I
they're
think it's
getting
a
sued.
ballsy move
I saw
to
that.
send a cease and desist before they've done anything, too.
I know. Yeah.
Pretty
It's
ballsy,
like-
too.
I mean, they've sued everyone. They sued some like tiny local newspaper. I mean, yeah, they're very litigious. I saw
Yes.
that they're suing HBO and like Time Warner and someone else. Like they're taking it
other channel
completely
that-
up the chain from HBO.
Well, they got to make money somehow.
Yeah.
They're a coal company.
Well, yeah, coal's dying.
No, let's up it up.
Not coal, but coal.
I still
not
hate
not
that.
our coal.
I still hate that bitch.
Cole was just here, and
Yeah, no,
now
that's
that
why I
we're
said it,
talking
but
about
he's
him,
gone.
but not.
I know, it would have been a
Where
great
is
time
he?
for coal. to come up.
Has John Oliver been sued before? I feel like he's very.
Yeah, I
like,
feel like he's.
I don't know. I
Probably.
think the show's pretty new. I don't know how many opportunities. We've never
soon.
been sued, but we did get a
the
cease and desist letter.
from was it from the state of Texas?
We got one recently.
Oh, I didn't know about the one recently. I'm trying to remember. I think I asked Gus if I could talk about this. I think we talked about it before.
Oh yeah, that's common knowledge.
Yeah, so we
the
tried-
DMV thing, right?
Yeah, we tried to
Yeah.
get a license, a Rooster Teeth license, because the state of Texas is
Plate.
desperate for money. License plate, thank you. So companies can license their logo on a license plate. And so we sent in the application, and I guess somebody from the license plate office, our DPS of Texas, researched our company, and they found this short we did where Matt and Tom Booker were at a DMV location, and Matt was there to try to get a different license plate because the one that he got sent from the DMV was like, I molest boys or something like drugs in car. So the entire sketch was Tom Booker pulling out more inappropriate license plates.
But they look too good, I guess, and they were like, we don't like being associated with this kind of shenanigans.
Well, it's because they said don't mess with Texas.
Yeah, that's the trademark.
That's
that
the
we
trademark.
infringed upon,
Yeah, and I was afraid we wouldn't be able to do it because we hired a company to make them. But this was during the recession. So the company
They'll do anything.
Yes.
They'll do anything for money. He's 69. That guy's 69 dude.
Oh my God, he looks so different.
No, okay, you blurted out. Blurt it out. Don't mess with Texas.
Look how young Matt was.
Oh, don't
before
say
we
that.
I think
read
Matt
this
still
spirit.
looks good.
Matt's
was technically
still
young.
handsome.
I didn't say he looked. I said young.
How long ago was that short made? Do you think?
5 years
2010?
ago, can you believe it?
5 years.
2010?
2010.
So it was like
7 years?
season 1, right?
Season 3, because
Oh,
it was in the Ralph Ablanedo office.
Mm-hmm.
That was shot in the old animation office before animation moved in there.
You mean the back part of it?
Yeah.
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 That was originally meant for like live action filming and stuff, and it was just a sound stage with a giant green screen. And then
Wait, was it ever? Because I remember when I started interning there, like everyone was in there.
yeah,
It wasn't-
before that it was
there was like
empty.
a tiny little
Yeah,
like
just nothing.
mocap, and then there was just like bodies.
So every time Rooster Teeth plans an office, it
Exactly.
says, this is what's going to go here. We'll have plenty of space. Inevitably, it just turns into a bunch of people.
Yeah. Then animation rolls along and is like, look at all this space. We could fit people in here. And then that's why we have 200 employees just in animation or something. So sorry.
Yeah. No. Whatever works.
The cease and desist thing reminded me of this blog that I read. It's called McMansion Hell.
I love that
Oh
part.
yeah,
You guys know that?
yeah.
Basically, she it's this girl who she knows a lot about architecture. She's kind of an architecture critic, so she'll take like gross, poorly designed McMansions and take pictures from like Zillow and stuff, and kind of like annotate over them about like what the fuck went wrong here,
Yeah.
and why it looks bad. And she actually like writes these detailed articles as well on like architecture theory and stuff.
Did you read the thing about roofs that she wrote? I thought it's so
like
fascinating.
roof lines and stuff.
Yeah.
Roof line soup. That's how you know. That's how you can tell a McMansion.
Mm-hmm.
But she got in trouble because she was taking all these images from Zillow and using them fair use parody, just annotating over them. She got sent a cease and desist, and so she had to take her site down for a little bit.
Oh.
She just relaunched it today, and the EFF is helping her, and like they sent a statement, and they just fucking like demolish, slam dunk Zillow and the entire thing. And so they're like, she's like, yeah, coming back. Fuck you, Zillow. So,
That's awesome. That's really weird timing because just a couple days ago, I was like, I haven't read that. It's a Tumblr, right?
Yeah.
I haven't read it in a few months. I wonder what it's been up to. And apparently, if I'd checked until
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been up to anything.
So
it's a good blog. I recommend it.
So I got fat.
What a segue.
Again?
Before, and I found out from my in-laws. And they were
Dude,
like,
Oh.
Mexican people will
Yeah.
tell you straight up for
they were
sure.
like, I know you're happy in marriage because you've gained a lot of weight. And I had one of those smart scales, and I hadn't gone on it in a year, and I got on it, and it was just like,
You're fat.
Yeah. So I've been trying to diet, and I've lost, I don't know, like 10 or 12 pounds, and it's been nice. And today, and it's tough, like you eat like basically nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And today I saw the most frustrating article. Russell Wilson, who apparently is a big guessing game who he is.
Yeah, I don't
Who's
know.
Russell Wilson, Becca?
He is a professional athlete.
That much is true.
I think
Can you be more specific?
I speculated that he was a basketball player on the Oklahoma City Thunder.
it's Sierra's husband. I think
Who?
that's his name. Sierra.
Sierra.
One, two
I
step.
think she's
Sierra.
right.
Really?
The singer girl?
Yeah, right? Is that him?
Patrick, is that?
They like waited until marriage.
Okay.
I mean, it's a bone.
Yeah, because there's that whole
What?
thing where like,
Yeah.
yeah, he was
Oh, maybe
saving
that's what-
himself. for
He was
marriage.
saving himself even though she
Wait, is
Because
Russell
Jesus.
Wilson the football player that's
Yeah.
went to Stanford?
He didn't go to Stanford.
Or he went to some really good school. Okay.
Oh, okay.
never
I was going to ask if you went to
NC State prior to
BYU.
that.
Is it BYU where you can't have sex If you have sex at BYU,
Well, I mean, it's a
against
very
your
Mormon
code.
school,
Yeah.
so
And
I
you
would
can get
imagine.
I'm
suspended.
glad you asked me because I am in fact Mormon and know everything about it.
You know a lot
I
about
have no
sports.
idea.
You have your own Twitter account for sports.
Yeah, that's just where
What?
I make dumb commentary about live sports. I don't actually have any insight.
Thank you for removing that from your primary stream.
I did it for you and you.
So Russell Wilson has this diet where he consumes 4,800 calories a day,
Damn. And that's
and
I would die.
somehow he burns fat. Apparently, it's just like no milk, no dairy, no wheat, and all
said-
protein.
You said no gluten earlier, right?
well,
Yeah,
how-
that's what it is. Yeah, no
Yeah.
gluten, which is insane because
Yeah, I was saying earlier. I think gluten's my favorite food.
I know.
Definitely.
I love things with gluten in it.
Yeah, like we should have a trailer, right? A food trailer that just says gluten. It's like all the gluten that's
It's-
taken
yeah.
out of all that other food.
It's not gluten free. It's gluten filled.
Gluten
Yeah.
extra.
So it like makes it's super difficult to like
Yeah,
understand
if
how
I
this
consumed
works.
4,800 calories, I think my body would explode.
Well, how active is this guy physically?
Exactly,
too?
like
how
that.
many
I think
calories
that's
is he?
that's
is
got
he
to be a
burning?
testament to how like finely tuned his body is, because like it just burns calories, and he's got to have 4,800 at minimum.
Yeah,
or else
well,
he'll wither away.
he's not like Michael Phelps who like
He has,
ate like the moon every day.
13,000
So this is the
calories, yeah.
explanation. When you think about metabolism, everybody will think fast or slow, and it's not. Metabolism is ultimately hot or cold. The definition of a calorie is a heat energy unit. I feel like I should be saying this. So if calories
Fucking
are
nerd.
heat and metabolism is a function of heat, and if fat is a lipid and only converts to energy in a hot environment, it makes sense that you can eat a certain amount of calories to generate enough heat to burn fat. And that's counterintuitive to every civilian out there.
Civilian. He doesn't think he's a
Wait,
civilian.
The fuck?
Yeah. No, this is not Russell Wilson.
Oh, okay.
He didn't write this himself.
This is someone he is hiring. Let's see. A
This is
nutritionist named Philip
This
Galaya.
is some
So this
egghead.
Dickhead's not a civilian either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope he talks like that.
So basically, he's eating himself into a hot frenzy.
Basically.
Yeah,
So
apparently
he's
though,
eating
like,
so much, his body just burns everything.
yeah,
I
That's
bet
so
I could
weird to
eat so
think
much that
about.
my body gets really hot and sad.
it's
Yeah.
apparently how Chris Pratt got hot.
What? It's the same diet? What does it have a name? It's called like
Yeah, is
the
this-
meat sweats.
It's
the
I
Chris
don't know
Pratt
the you need to be fucking rich to hire this guy diet.
Probably. Well, I stopped eating bread and like any kind of wheat gluten products.
man.
I like at
I'm
least
sorry.
probably, like,
Sorry, yeah.
a month, at least a month ago, a month and a few weeks maybe, and I've lost like 10 pounds.
Nice.
Oh,
I've
that's
been
awesome.
working out.
Has your family
too, but-
noticed?
Has my family noticed? I
Yeah.
don't see them often now.
Oh,
but-
okay. Well, you were saying earlier that
Oh,
they'll be honest with you.
Yeah. Oh no, Mexican parents are just like they always either call you. They always call you like flaca, which is
Mhm.
skinny, or gorda, which is fat.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's no in between.
Yeah, there's no
I love
in
that
between.
show.
Oh,
Gorda
Gorda
y
Flaca.
Flaca.
Yeah, it's a good show, man. But yeah, they have no mercy ever. They're assholes. So
My family loves me. Sorry.
Aw.
I can't relate.
What's that like? My father-in-law and I have a weird relationship. It's a good relationship. I always feel like he's disappointed because I'm not, you guys know me.
Again,
Big
look
and
at him.
needy.
Yeah. This last time, though, since I was trying to lose weight, when I drink, I'm only drinking red wine because it's probably the best thing alcohol you could drink if you're trying to lose weight.
What
You
vodka,
sound,
man?
you sound like that character from Bored to Death.
I don't
Vodka
drink-
soda.
vodka
Yeah, but you
soda.
don't drink vodka straight. You have to
You
mix
add
it with
some
something.
soda, which
Yeah.
also has no calories.
Yeah.
Well,
Vodka soda is very efficient at getting you drunk and not filling you up.
wait, well, I'm drinking red wine. Okay.
Well, now you gotta change it up
Yeah.
because we told
We're
you.
telling you're wrong.
So, no.
Okay.
I think the wine's better. So
Good comeback. You got me.
we were out getting dinner, and he just ordered a beer, and then I ordered a red wine, and then he like
Oh.
looked at me,
Oh.
and then looked at his
Brandon.
beer, and then he was just like, "I will also have a red wine," like it was some kind of like weird like
You think you're better than me?
competition. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
That-
I thought you felt emasculated.
No. It was either that or he was like happy because I remember the
Yeah.
last time wine was involved. It was when I proposed to Paula, and we were all in like the bar area, and he brought out some wine to serve, but I was eating cookies and dipping them in milk.
What? Wait.
So I think
Okay, wait. You were doing this immediately before you proposed to your wife?
no, that night it was part of the celebration.
Oh,
Oh,
after.
afterwards.
Yeah,
Okay.
afterward.
Okay.
So that just seems like such an infantile thing to do before
Yeah.
arguably the most adult
just like
thing of
eating
your
their-
life.
Hey, can I marry your daughter?
No, it's a celebration.
Gotcha.
I'd be super
Gotcha.
duper happy.
This calls for milk and cookies.
Milk and cookies are good.
They
That's
are,
probably
yeah.
also how I got fat.
Did you guys see the Great Milk War
Yes.
on Twitter?
I'm
What's
pro
the-
milk.
So, all
What's
right,
the Great Milk War?
are you pro drinking milk or against?
As an
I-
adult.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
milk.
Yeah.
You guys
I
all
love milk.
You're all on board,
Yeah.
right?
Well, no, I
fucking-
don't drink milk, but I don't shame people. I get where Eddie's coming from in his argument.
What was his argument?
Yeah, but Eddie was being.
That makes you sluggish?
Well, he was just saying that like adults don't need it, and you should
don't need
drink
it.
it because of that. I was like, well, you don't need a lot of things, but we still do it.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't think he was saying it was bad. Eddie's my friend, so I'm going to defend.
Well,
Milk has to be very
listen.
cold. And it is awesome if it's cold.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Well, yeah, because if it's warm, then it curdles, and I don't think.
Well, not
then it's
warm,
just
but like if
yogurt.
it's, like
a nice hot cup of milk will
You
put
know,
you right to bed.
you bought it at the grocery store and took it home and then you pour yourself a glass. That is not
Yeah,
ideal
that's like
temperature.
room temp.
There's a great trick my girlfriend taught me
There
about
you go.
how to get rid of heartburn, and it involves you have a spoonful of honey and then you drink milk.
So at some point, Miles tweeted about.
cool.
Well, it was up on screen.
Milk's
I'm
really
done.
good. Like if you
Yeah.
eat something spicy too,
Yeah.
milk
I don't
cleans
like
out your
spicy
mouth.
food. Sorry.
He tweeted his poll because I don't know how the argument started, but I guess obviously Miles was pro milk, Eddie against milk, and
Again,
world
the
agrees.
argument, his arguments being
Right,
little
but then he was
glossed
also got into like, oh, like it's for babies. You're all babies. Go drink milk, you babies.
that's the
And
only
it
way
was
you
like-
babies understand.
Yeah, basically. Anyway, it was really fucking funny.
Milk and honey. It's
Yeah,
like the closest thing
Love
to
that
ambrosia.
spot.
I thought the argument got a little out of hand, and
It
that's why
did.
I didn't choose any side publicly. I was just like,
I
y'all are stupid
publicly-
for having this
I
argument in
publicly
the first
chose.
place.
There's a lot of people in animation who were against milk.
Yeah,
They were
we're all
pro milk.
children, so we like to argue.
Y'all are
about
probably all
dumb
lactose
things.
intolerant too.
Well, that's
Oh,
the thing. Like most people in the world are lactose intolerant because their culture they don't drink milk when
Right.
when they
It's like
grow up.
the human's natural state is to be lactose intolerant.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because you don't need it, which I think is what Eddie was saying.
Yeah.
You don't need it when you're a grown up.
Mm.
We're talking about like I guess it was a debate between science and emotion.
Exactly,
So you like?
and I'm very logic based, so
Would it bother you drinking milk from a different animal, like goat milk?
I've never had goat
Would you
milk.
drink
I've had
goat
goat
milk?
cheese. Yeah, I'd like to try
Goat
it.
milk doesn't have lactose in it, right?
I have no idea.
Are there animals whose
Pretty sure.
milk you would not drink?
We've got
Yeah,
plenty.
yeah, like-
every other mammal.
Yeah, anything that's not a goat or cow.
You want to drink some fucking monkey milk?
It's all subjective,
Yeah.
right? I mean, the reason we drink cow milk is because they're easily domesticated, and then the reason people drink goat milk is because goats in their area.
but
are
like, there's
easily
also a flavor. Like goat milk
Yeah.
has a
Isn't it kind of?
Yeah, it's a
But you
little,
grow up with it.
it's a little fuller.
yeah, but it's still not. It's not great.
It's like spicy, like goat cheese.
Yeah, like I don't like goaty flavors that much. I know some people do. It just
It's
doesn't.
a
do
little
it for me.
gamey.
Like, I mean, okay, what's the most like bizarre mammal you can think of? Dolphin milk?
Fuck it. I don't know if
Wait,
platypus
is
milk.
dolphins not a mammal? Is it?
Hell yeah, it is.
Platypus
Yeah,
milk would be a
Oh.
delicacy, I'm sure.
that is platypus is not a mammal.
Yeah, but they lay eggs, but they do lactate.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Trust
You're
me,
the
trust me. I
expert on
play one on.
Okay.
I play one on TV.
Uh,
I like that you did your research for your character. You just-
Well, and then we
You're a
just did
method
we did
actor.
everything the opposite direction because it's funnier.
so my body sucks, and like really does. Like I had like knee pain, so I went to the doctor, and they're like, "Oh, you have tendonitis in your patella. It's also called jumper's knee. Do you play basketball a lot?" I was like, "No." They're like, "Do you do anything where you jump?" And I'm like, "Not in the last decade."
Whenever the Texans score a touchdown, I get excited.
Yeah.
That's a basketball team.
So
right?
not often. And like yesterday, today, I saw a article about a guy. I think it was in Britain. He got hit by a bus. Like I'm talking like the front of the bus like knocked him down.
Oh, I'm
He's
sorry
on the
to,
ground,
sorry to hear he died.
Gets up, walks
Oh.
to a pub, and gets a drink.
Oh my God.
And I'm just like, if that was me,
What an
like I would
English
just like
story.
explode.
I know that's a very English
Yeah.
thing to do.
Got hit by a bus.
Nothing's gonna stop that
Double
man.
decker, I
Yeah.
hope. And then went to the pub.
Oh, it
Yeah.
kind of reminds me. There was during the London attacks. I think there was a guy who was in one of the bars that those guys came into, and he yelled something about his football team, and then started fighting them.
Oh yeah.
It was like actively like trying to fight them off, and like got stabbed and everything. He was like, I can't remember what team he's a part of, like what he likes, but he just kept yelling that.
I don't know
once
if
he's,
anyone's
like,
ever
fighting off
seen
these attackers.
Eurotrip.
Yes,
That whole
I
movie.
always think that's a great movie.
I just
Really
think about
underrated.
every soccer fan is just those guys from
The
the
hooligans?
movie. Yeah, where he's
Yeah.
like Manchester United, and then he opens like 2 beer bottles with his eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we have the video. Do we have the video?
Do
of
we?
The bus.
Video. Oh.
So yeah, here's the bus.
Oh shit!
Oh my
Oh, God.
Wow.
That guy got whiplash.
Dude gets up, goes to a
Did he-
pub, and has a drink.
Did he see it coming?
Wait,
No.
yeah, can you
Probably
play that
thought he was
again?
okay. He was all relaxed.
Yeah,
It's
that
different.
probably helped. Yeah, if
Yeah.
he'd seen it coming, he would have been like, "Ooh." And then
Would
he-
you, if you're gonna die? Would you rather see it coming, or would you rather just be like
Ooh.
behind?
If I'm going to die
behind me.
100%,
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
If you were murdered, how would you like to be murdered?
Oh fuck. I think about this a lot because I'm constantly convinced that every stranger I come across is gonna kill me.
Yeah.
Because I
Okay.
listen to a lot of true
And then
crime
also on the
shows.
other side, least like to be murdered.
So like, in a realistic way, or like a stupid like movie way?
I mean, how many ways can you get
I mean,
murdered?
let's go for like
At
like
least a
the
million.
big 5 methods of
I wouldn't
being
want-
murdered.
the
Like
fuck-
stabbed,
the
stabbing,
shot, choked, poisoned,
the piano wire,
Drowned.
like getting.
and then burnt in a fire.
burned. Okay, well,
Yes, you piano wire. I was gonna think
yeah,
like
the piano wire, like, and then like, ugh, there was that episode of Boardwalk Empire where that guy's fighting the guy.
Yeah,
he's, like, got
so
it, like,
long.
Stopped, and then like cuts off his fingers and then gets to his neck.
Ugh.
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 It's like a 5-minute fight of them struggling in a bathroom.
The garrote.
It's
See,
brutal.
I was just trying to pretend to be dead and hope they go away. I don't know if they buy it
yeah,
though,
I
because
think
it's like
about
as soon
that
as
too.
someone started choking me, I'd be like, and they're like, "This what?"
That's my war strategy. No one in movies ever double taps, so that might work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being poison would also be bad because then it's just like your insides are like getting burned
Yeah,
out.
that seems really slow and horrible.
Yeah.
I
just don't want to get murdered.
I
If I
just
can
want to
help
get
it.
like shot directly in the brain. Just
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to see it coming.
yeah.
Of mice and men style.
That's how I
Think about the rabbits and then
That's how I approach life. I'm just like, would saying this or doing this to this person make them want to murder me?
wow, you're not very good
What?
at thinking about that then.
Really?
I'm sorry.
Do you
I want to
constantly wanna
murder
kill
you
him?
all the time.
No. What? Completely thrown. Yeah, it's just
Brian,
like
remember when I lived with you and you were like, you would play Madden and then like I'd be trying to sleep and then you would be like banging your controller on the coffee table?
Rude.
yeah,
I know.
had
And then I'd
I
come
had
out and there'd be like a controller,
Rude. He was living there for free.
a controller shaped hole.
in my bedroom. I was
Yeah.
sleeping on the couch.
Wait,
yeah, honestly,
okay.
he should have been
Oh.
paying me for what I had to put up with.
Wait, so you were sleeping on the couch, but he was sleeping in the bed, and you were
Yeah, I
in the
was
you
sleeping-
were technically in your bedroom playing Madden.
No.
I
I just don't sleep in bed in my bedroom. I've
I don't
always slept
sleep
on
in
the
bed.
couch.
He sleeps
Do
in
you
his
still
grass
sleep in your
patch on his patio.
Sometimes, just because I like watching TV, but most of the time I have to sleep in bed because I'm married. But
Yeah.
when I was single, I always slept on the couch.
Really?
Weird.
Yeah.
Is that
I'd rather
weird?
sleep in a bed.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
just
know.
it's
Yeah,
so uncomfortable.
humans tend to sleep in beds. That's
The thing is, I can't go to
That's how
sleep
I
if I'm
see
in
it.
a bed because I'm in a bed. It's time for sleep. When I'm on a couch, I'm just like I can't fall asleep on the couch. I'm in a couch, and then I'm like immediately gone.
so you just fall asleep in places that aren't places you should fall asleep.
Yes, that's exactly
Do you
it.
fall asleep while you drive sometimes? It's like whatever you do, Brian, don't fall asleep while you're driving. And then you fall asleep.
No, but now I'm worried about it.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be the way that I die.
That'd be a bad way to go. you hit the British guy going to the pub.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he'll be okay.
What was that bus doing? Why was it driving on the sidewalk?
It was driving pretty erratically.
I don't think it was
Yeah.
on the sidewalk.
That guy
Yeah.
looked like
Guy
he
was
was on the
just-
sidewalk.
What? It looked
no,
like he
the
was
bus
just in the
definitely
road.
veered in some place that he shouldn't.
He definitely didn't
be.
make that turn as efficiently as he could.
Do you guys see that? It was a few years ago. It was when I was still at UT. We used to have the foam sword Fridays.
I knew you're
Yeah.
so good.
That fucking video.
Did somebody get murdered there?
Yeah, well, so Foam Sword Friday was basically like the last Friday of the semester. Like I think it was like the School of Architecture or something. They would bring out these foam swords, and everyone would gather on Quad across from the Union and like the co-op. And every time there was a red light and the crosswalks would turn on, everyone would just like swarm out there and beat the shit out of each other with foam swords. So the last year that they did it, or that I know of, they did it anyway. The light turned red and this guy jumped out.
Here it
There it
goes.
is. Oh,
He was
oh,
wearing
that's
an Obama
kind of
mask, was he not? That's the thing.
Yeah, he was
that made
wearing
it
an
especially
Obama
weird.
mask. But yeah, so you can
I'm
see
afraid of
there's
what's
people
gonna
gathered on
happen.
each side of the street, and then as soon as like the lights turn red, they just fucking go at it. I hope we get to see it because it's so good.
I'm afraid of what's
There's a
going to
lot of build
happen.
up here.
Who wants to place their bets? Does somebody get hurt?
Well,
Because we just
Kind of.
watched somebody get hit by a bus, and I don't think I can handle that again.
why?
I mean, but you're gonna have
It's
to.
almost going. I think
It's
this
coming.
this
It's the
isn't the
anticipation
actual
that's
look,
really
but you can
good.
see people
Oh,
get
no,
so
a bus.
fucking hyped for it because they're like beating their swords on the ground.
So
and
they're just supposed to run in the middle and have a fight with each other?
they just run in the middle,
Damn.
like
I
fight.
don't remember this video being this long.
Yeah, skip ahead.
There you
Oh,
go.
God.
So yeah,
Okay, wait.
All right, so
There
here
you
they
go.
go.
Is this it?
they just like run into the middle of the street.
Look.
Just like this isn't the actual
isn't the
video
kid
that I'm
getting
talking
hit by the
about.
Well,
but-
this is a stupid thing to do anyway.
But so they go out there, they beat each other, and then like someone's like constantly watching the light and like yelling sort of people to run back. So anyway, one year,
just
this
mowing
kid, I
people
think
down.
his name was Nick or something. He was like friends of friends, so I kind of knew him. Jumps out and immediately just gets fucking hit
Like
by
he
a
steps
bus.
out and just,
Like he steps out and
into the front of the
immediately
bus.
gets fucking.
Why
pummeled.
isn't he looking out for... Why aren't these people looking for buses?
Well, I don't know, but like he just he gets up and he's fine.
He goes to the pub.
He goes to the
Yeah.
pub. Yeah. But
that's
I think
good. I
that
really
video is
thought
like
he was
all
gonna
over the internet too. But yeah, it was. I
Wow.
remember I had to I was like going to work and I was driving by and there was like a bunch of ambulances and stuff. But he was just sitting there. He was completely fine.
in his
No problem
Obama
at all.
mask.
Yeah, with his Obama mask.
Does anyone else know anybody who got hit by a bus? Is this more common than I think it is?
No.
My friends and I at UT, we always dreamed about getting hit by a bus because the rumor was if you got hit by a bus, they would have to pay your tuition for the rest of the year. So.
Nice.
Wait, who would have to pay?
They
UT. Like
There's always a
UT
rumor that
school
like,
system.
The
if
bus.
you're-
The bus would pay.
wasn't there a rumor like if your roommate kills himself, you get
There's a whole
Yeah.
movie
you get,
about
like,
that.
all A's.
Dead Man on Campus.
Is
It
it?
was, yeah. It's like a guy basically trying to convince his roommate to kill himself.
So he
because
gets
he's like
straight A's.
in deep. He has horrible grades and so
That sounds fucked up. But
But
there was
something
this,
Van Wilder would do.
well, there was a teenager convicted a few weeks ago because she was dating a guy and
Oh,
she
yeah.
kept like egging him on to
Oh,
like
yeah.
kill himself while she
Mhm.
was dating him, and it was just like, all right, no,
Is
you're
this the
going
girl
to
that-
jail for that?
did it serially? Where she? Oh no. I'm thinking of that Twitch streamer.
No, she had. This was like her
Yeah,
boyfriend. I
I
think,
saw
at the
this
time,
case. Yeah.
Did you hear
But-
about the YouTube couple where
Yeah.
they were
oh
trying
my
to
god.
do a stunt or something, and she shot her husband to do a stunt? It was like he was like holding a textbook or something. Like the bullet
Oh.
will stop the book, and she shot through the book and killed him.
Oh my god.
And she was like 7 months pregnant.
Yeah.
Oh.
She was like a
Yeah.
messed up. Yeah.
shit.
But like I think her last tweet was like, "Oh, we're about to do this really stupid video for YouTube. Like, just so everyone knows, it was his idea, not
Yeah.
mine."
Oh my god.
Which is what I would write if I were about to
yeah.
murder my
Well,
husband.
actually, so I
Conveniently.
was looking into it and I was like, oh my god, I need to know more because I need to know more about everything. So I actually went onto their YouTube channel and started watching their things, and they have like one of the thumbnails of her, it's of her, and she's like in a car and just says guilty and nervous. And I was like, oh my god, it's a premonition. And there's another video where they're
It's just titled "I'm gonna shoot my husband."
yeah, there was another video where they're basically just like this like super young couple that like just wanted to be
Yeah, they're,
vloggers,
like in their
you know.
early 20s.
Yeah, they were like
They
super
needed
young.
more viewers. That's why they did it.
Yeah. And one of the things that he says in one of their videos is like, "Oh, you guys don't get mad at me because I do a lot of stupid shit, but that's just kind of who I am." And they were just like,
So really, is it that tragic? He just went out like that's who he wanted to be.
but I mean, it just sucks. You know, it's
You're right,
it's a
Becca.
really fucking stupid thing to go out for. you know?
YouTube or live on. That's
Yeah.
what YOLO stands for.
want to guess what scientists say is the worst way to die?
Oh. Okay. Wait.
Worst in what way?
How
Most
granular?
painful?
Yeah,
Is it like like
gruesome?
being
Yeah,
poisoned
the
by something?
Horrific way to die.
Drowning or being eaten by something
Ooh.
like disemboweled.
You're close.
Ooh.
Getting hit by a bus.
Wearing an Obama
Sorry, it's all I can think about.
Getting
now.
shot by your pregnant wife.
Yeah,
Getting
Um,
slowly smushed by a steamroller.
yeah, like an
Close.
Austin Powers.
It's this thing called scapism or the boats. It's an
The
ancient
boats?
method of execution.
Oh my god, I read this.
Yeah, the victim would be trapped inside 2 boats or hollowed out tree trunks with just
Oh,
their
yeah.
head, hands, and feet. They would be force-fed milk and honey to the point which they
Hey, speaking
develop.
of-
God,
I love
Eddie's
milk and
nightmare.
honey. This is how I want to go.
Yeah, they're
Let's do
eating from the
this.
inside out, right?
Yep, and
By
then they would
bugs.
pour more milk and honey all over them, particularly the eyes and mouth
Becca, you're
and
way too
genitals
excited
to
about
attract
this.
insects,
I'm
and then
not
they would be
excited,
eaten
I mean-
alive.
Yeah,
Oh,
being
God,
eaten
yeah.
alive, man. That's the
Yeah.
worst. Just
Yeah.
watch it.
Yep.
Yeah. Ugh, man,
Really
I went
gross.
to in San Diego. There's a torture museum.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I went there and like that. None of that was as bad as what you just described, Patrick.
Somewhere there's a museum of death. It's somewhere that I traveled. In
New
Europe?
Orleans.
No, this one's in.
Well, have you been to the Tower of London
New
tour?
Orleans, I think.
No, I haven't been to London.
For
I
what?
It's like they show you the tower and they're just like, well, this is where we used to rip people's eyebrows out. They talk like that. It's like a common way to.
they're all
like-
they're all from Texas.
Yeah, they're very casual and very like jokey about how this is like the place where like the worst stuff in the
In
world.
case anyone
happened.
was wondering, the worst torture device I saw was one that's just a long, it's like a 4-foot tall spike, and it
Okay.
just kind of comes to a point, and they set you on top of it, butt first,
Ooh.
and then you just go ahead and
but
slide.
first,
Oh, you slap. Oh.
Yeah, then you just-
You just-
Yeah, you get the rest of it.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Wow.
like,
Just
okay,
leave the
was
rest
it
to
was
your
it tapered?
imagination. Yes, it gets bigger
Okay.
as it goes.
I mean, because
yeah.
they could have the same result if it were
Yeah.
thin.
Yeah,
but
it
they-
could, but it wouldn't be
insult
as
to
bad.
injury. Yeah.
They want
Wow.
to really make it worse. Yeah.
We think this is all messed up now, but I think it's only because we have iPhones.
What?
What do you mean? What does that mean?
It's because we have like so much entertainment
God, you're such
around
a,
us.
You're such a fucking old
No,
man.
like
Wait, so we found that entertaining before iPhones?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
when
I mean,
I
people
say
are used
iPhones,
to
I
go to,
just
like,
mean like
public
entertainment.
hangings
So
and
like
stuff,
I'll have you know, I went to that
In-
museum and didn't look at my phone once.
so in France and in New Orleans and I'm sure a lot of other places they have public executions. Everybody would go out and they'd be like, yeah, chop his head off because there's just nothing else to
Well, they also
entertain.
didn't have fucking books, except the Bible.
They had
And-
books existed.
What? Okay, what point did?
When was the Gutenberg Bible first published?
This is one of those arguments.
I'm gonna
Sorry,
say
I'm,
like
we'll just be
Yeah.
over here.
like
I can't even.
1700s.
No, it was like 1300, 1200.
I have no idea.
All right, sorry, Becca, you're saying people had books.
When did public executions stop? I think that is. Well,
I think
let's
they
start
stopped
there.
way
They
before the
still
iPhone
happen.
was invented.
And like fucking bizarre, like
I mean,
Sharia
No,
law
when people get
countries.
executed, there's observation rooms.
But that's like for family.
Yeah,
and
it's
people
not
who
like-
were like,
Still-
like
It's not like locals are
Yeah.
coming out
Yeah,
to
it's
see
not,
the.
you
selling
can't find it in
tickets.
your newspaper.
Yeah.
Like, what are you
Come on
doing
down
Friday
to the-
night?
Come on down with the lethal
1455.
injection.
1455.
1455 was the Gutenberg Bible. I don't know, maybe 50, 60 years ago, because you go take tours in any U.S. city, they'll be like, we used to hang people here.
People went to.
Well, yeah, but like they didn't say.
That was it would be public though, like you go in. And
I
there's
mean-
public.
When the electric chair people would go to those executions too, right?
What
All I know is what I've seen
The
in the
electric
Green
chair
Mile.
Green Mile,
people.
yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen the Green Mile.
Oh,
It's a good movie.
I ruined
Like
the part. for you then.
hangings, yes, were usually public. So let's say like 50s probably in the U.S. Okay, television is why we don't have
There you
public
go.
executions
Yeah,
anymore.
new form of entertainment.
Hmm
Yeah,
Now we
I mean,
just
it's-
now we
it's-
just execute people with a story on television.
I think
There you
there's a lot, just anything entertainment in general. I think just kind of gets people out of it. I
You
mean, I
sound-
could say
you
if
sound
had
like an
nothing going on.
execution-
Well, I mean,
lobbyist.
don't you think that's good that we have
Yeah,
iPhones?
you sound pretty
and
bummed
look
out
at
about it.
No, I
memes
think
now
it's good.
instead of-
I just think like you can't looking back and being like, oh, that was so horrible. It's just fuck, people were bored.
Oh my God.
That's the most-
No, look, I'm
People.
okay.
I
there
think-
were so public executions were so common. It's ridiculous for anyone to think here that if they were alive at that point, they wouldn't go to a public.
Would you go to one right
execution.
now? If there was like one tonight.
Are they live streaming
Well,
it on
hold
my
on. Let me
iPhone?
see if my battery's dead on my iPhone or not.
Yeah.
You beat me to the iPhone joke.
Yeah.
I got nothing now.
Sorry. I think what you're trying to say is the iPhone didn't kill it, but other forms of entertainment did.
Yeah, other forms of entertainment.
Okay.
The iPhone just being like a a silly metaphor for it.
I took offense to it, so
We were just complaining about how people use literally, like we're
Yeah.
But before we get in that very boring debate,
well, I'm sure
Um,
Becca has a lot to say about it too.
Literally.
before we go on, I want to thank. I started listening to the Dr. Katz audio series. It's super, super, super funny. I used to watch the TV show back in like the 90s, like the late 90s on Comedy Central.
I didn't know there was an audiobook version
That's awesome.
of Dr. Katz.
Yeah, they're bringing it back. So you don't know, it's just kind of like a comedian like improving, being in therapy. And he's talking to a therapist played by, I think, Jonathan Katz, who's the creator of the show. And then they take that audio and they animate it, and you see, the comedian inside the therapy room, and then there's B-roll of like acting out that, what they're talking about, kind of like the Rooster Teeth animated adventures.
What are those?
It's probably our worst show. Just don't waste your time.
I thought you'd have something to go.
Were you trying to set me up?
I was like, oh, Jordan will take this.
Yeah, that show fucking rules.
But yeah,
I love
if you like
animated
if you like
adventures.
comedy, it's super funny. I always like it when stuff's motivated. So, and comedians have a messed up mind. So to hear him in therapy is just super, super funny. Highly recommend it.
My brother gave his wife an Audible subscription for Christmas, and he just posted a list of all the books that they've listened to
Oh
since
gosh,
the beginning of the year, and it's like 30 books.
it's definitely easier than reading books. I've been trying to read. My original goal this year was to read a book a month. It's June. I'm on book 3.
Oh,
That's pretty good, because
wow.
I've probably read 3 books in the last like 5 years. So.
Yeah.
What,
Hey,
what,
real
what
quick,
was your question?
Jordan, what you were referring to, Hot Shot Stubb says, is called the Judas Cradle.
Cool.
It was used on men and women who committed sexual crimes and offenses.
Oosh.
Ooh, man, cruel and unusual punishment on sexual crimes. I
Where you
mean,
going with
no,
this?
Yeah.
but you get it, right?
What? What?
It's fucked up. But then that's not. I don't believe in capital punishment. I believe in like I can get if you want to like if somebody wronged me, like murdered somebody close to me.
Wrongly murdered.
Yeah, murdered. Yeah,
Just murdered. Right?
murdered somebody close to
Justifiably
me.
murdered.
I would not want them to be put to death by the government, but I might want to kill them. I don't know. Like I can understand that people wanting to kill and like back before
Justice.
justice, like people
Yeah.
going and
law, humanity,
like
social
like
structures.
retribution killings.
Mm.
But I'd still be against capital punishment. But I can see wanting to. Like I would not be happy.
I'm not going to open this can of worms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it really that controversial
I was
topic
gonna- I was
anymore?
gonna give
No
him a
one
fun-
really like
I was gonna
talks
get-
about it. No one
What
cares.
about capital punishment?
Yeah,
Totally a
there's not that much of a
controversial topic.
debate anymore about it. Everybody's focused on, just a bunch of other stuff right now. Everybody likes arguing about
I
abortion,
just keep looking at each other.
bathrooms. There's no huge dialogue about capital punishment. When was the last time you saw a
It's again
headline
one of
about
those
capital
weird
punishment?
It's one of those weird things that Brendan laments. It's like, I
know.
just wish people argued about this more.
Oh, actually, I take that. There was. Oh, all right. This is
Why
not going to
did-
get
why did I
political.
say
What
that?
I'll say is like.
Hope y'all
so we have
are
a new
enjoying
Supreme
the
Court
last
justice, right?
Thursday podcast.
So we have a new Supreme Court justice, right?
Okay. Yeah.
One of the
That much is
first
true.
things he did, because he couldn't start ruling on everything, because a lot of litigation had already started, was a appeal from a state. Patrick, you can look it up. I think it's Alabama. They were low on their death penalty chemicals, right? Like lethal injection chemicals, and like the companies that make lethal injection chemicals are stopped making it because they don't want it to be used for that purpose. So, or no,
Wait,
it was
what
about to
else?
expire. It was like the expiration date was coming soon. So they scheduled like 10 executions.
Arkansas.
Arkansas. Like Arkansas scheduled like 10 executions in like, a week span. And the Supreme Court was deadlocked 4-4. And then the new justice came in and argued for or ruled for Arkansas. So then all those people got put to death. And I'm not going to say like one was right, one was wrong, but it's like, can you imagine your decision is resulting in like 10 people being
Well,
like, that's
when you look at it like
that's-
when you
that's
look at it
crazy.
as like a like an arbiter of the law,
Right.
Like he's just doing his job to interpret the law. I think it's very easy to disassociate yourself from the results.
Yeah.
But if it were me, I'd be like, "Fuck! I just killed all those people."
Yeah.
I think you could I think you could justify it because of that purpose, but I still think it has to affect you in some way. I mean, how can you?
How can I know?
Yeah.
You're going to be our next Supreme Court justice.
I'll be like the most like blinders. Like I only I take no human lives into account, just whatever the law is.
I mean, you have to do that at a certain point if you are always making decisions that could potentially be emotional for you. You just have to step back and be very binary and black and white about it.
I guess doctors have to do that too. They make a lot of subjective calls. Some of them are right, some of them are wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Before we got on this tangent, I just wanted to point out a fun fact about Dr. Katz. It's one of the few shows to use a thing called squiggle vision, which
That sounds fun. What's
which is
that?
an animation tool that I like saying because it's called squiggle vision. It just
I bet I know.
it
Like a
makes
little, like, jitter.
the outlines, it makes them it creates so that you don't have to do it by hand an illusion called boiling lines, which makes it look more hand drawn. In shows like Dr. Katz where they're very static and don't move around a lot, it creates the illusion of movement. So
It's just like
fun fact number 2,
there-
home movies used it
Okay,
for season
that's
1.
what I was going to ask.
And then they got rid of it for season 2.
Cool.
I will say, I never really, before I started working here and interning here, I wasn't.
You didn't
Too
talk about
familiar?
death and
I didn't talk about death. I didn't talk about any of
buses.
that. I wasn't too familiar with Rooster Teeth content. So in order to familiarize myself, I started watching animated adventures because it was the shortest thing and like that I could consume the most.
best show.
Well, and so I didn't really quite understand what it was. I just knew that you were the name behind it. So when I first started working here and I met you, I was like, oh, that's Jordan. And like, I didn't give a fuck about anyone else. So just so you know that.
the guy
Nice.
from Georgia. That was my favorite part. Some random
Wait, are you from
hillbilly
Georgia?
in rural
Brandon
Georgia.
likes to say that when I did start making the RTAs, it was because I was living in Georgia and
Jay or Dan?
I was bored out of my mind.
Uh-huh.
And then shortly after that, I moved back to California.
Yeah, there's a squiggle.
Look,
okay,
look
cool.
at
Yeah,
the,
this
look at
is
that squiggle
Yeah.
vision.
So squiggly.
As you can see, there's not a lot of animation, and they tried to trick you.
Oh, I forgot. He had like he had a millennial son basically before it was.
He was
You
a
know,
Gen Xer.
Mm.
He was just
Oh
a
yeah,
teenager.
he was. I guess I associate everything that people. He was everything that people associate with millennials now. I guess there's always a
He was
generation.
a slacker. It's
Can we
just
talk about
damn
RTX?
youths. You want to talk about RTX?
Yeah.
RTX.
What are you guys excited for RTX? Like, what's your favorite part every year?
Oh man.
Meeting the fans. That's always, I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah. But besides that,
Okay. I'm going to fangirl out a little bit. I'm really excited about Sugar Pine 7 and meeting
Yeah.
Steven Septic. Like
Yeah.
really, I was
in
not
the-
expecting that.
In the
answer.
marketing office, we're so obsessed with him.
You guys really are. Well, Andrew and Sophie were the first ones to tell me about him, and so I started watching his videos, and the guy's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm
Have you seen
excited
his
to meet
videos?
him.
I haven't, but that's a ringing endorsement.
Yeah, he's
It
very
really
funny.
is. Like nerds online can tell me to watch it all I want, but like you guys,
Yeah, no.
yeah,
They're good.
no,
They're
I'll
good.
check it out.
God, I don't know. We had such a good time at the Rooster Teeth. I can't remember what it was called last year, but the Pride panel. What was it called last year?
Oh, wait,
I think it was, Rooster Teeth Pride last year.
We had so much fun with that last year, and it was so emotional, and it was so nice to like finally have that event that I'm glad it's coming back.
You guys
Can you
called
explain
it
a little bit about it?
Yeah, so I mean, it's just like basically the LGBTQA employees of Rooster
TD&E.
Teeth. Yeah, we just have a panel, and we.
I like that
talk
y'all are
about gay
mixing
shit.
it up this year. Like, I mean, it's like new people are coming
Yeah.
in, and it
Yeah.
seems like there, from what I've seen in the app, there's a greater representation of all
Yeah.
those letters.
Yeah,
this
no,
year.
there really is, and it's grown, and it's so great that we have so many people, and we're such an inclusive place.
You guys gave it a great name this year.
What is over the rainbow?
rainbow.
It was like
Over the rainbow.
Yeah, Rooster Teeth over the rainbow.
Yeah.
I was looking at like the panel schedule. I was like, "What's this?" And I go, "Oh, dang, they got me. They got me to click on it."
There you go.
So it works.
Yeah.
Well,
I also
I
think
think what was cool about last year's panel was that there were actually people that I didn't know were bi or gay or whatever in the
Mhm.
company until we did the panel.
Yeah.
So it was really kind of cool to kind of meet each other that way.
It helps everyone here like get be more comfortable around
Yeah.
each other and stuff like that too.
Well, it's also nice for I think the community too, because they, they see people who they might have not known, or they
Mhm.
just have someone else that they can relate to in a different way.
Mm.
That's
I had
nice.
to miss that panel last year. I had a conflict. I'm hoping I can catch that.
Yeah,
this
I'm gonna
year.
be.
I'm gonna
popping
be
bottles.
like going to pretty much every panel, running around doing
Yeah.
social media stuff with the team. So I'm gonna
Nice.
be everywhere and nowhere all at once.
Yeah. I love
RTX can be stressful sometimes, especially like ramping up to it because like especially in animation we have to like make all the videos we're gonna
Yeah.
show. In RTAA we always have to make a special like
Oh,
intro
yeah.
video.
Mhm.
Luckily we got it done. We got it done early this year, and
Nice.
it's gonna be crazy. But I think that is my favorite part is like playing that video and seeing everyone's reaction. And like I never show it to Gus or Bernie beforehand either.
How do you get away with that? Wow.
Oh, 'cause
You're
they-
powerful. No.
But like seeing their reactions is always funny too. And then we like just the RTA panel is pretty fun because like we always do a dumb entrance And then we don't even really talk about our TAA. It's just like me, Gus, and Bernie taking questions and making fun of each other. So I always look forward to
The
that.
Bound 2 one is
Yeah,
still...
I will never forget
Oh.
that.
That one was a nightmare. I hated that one. I had to listen to that song about a million
That's
times.
a good song.
Not anymore.
And then like finding all the stock footage behind for all the backgrounds was also
Oh.
a nightmare. Like I think I had to like get a special account for like some stock footage website, and Brandon had to help me track everything down. So
Yeah, we purchased probably like 500 different stock images for the show last year. I remember Chris and I, the hardest experience we ever had finding stock footage was footage of dogs having sex. Like,
Man,
we
I got a lot
found
of that
some.
in my house.
Yeah.
We found
Hit me
some,
up.
Oh my God.
but it wasn't much. We had to
My
do
personal stash.
we had to do a lot of tricks to make it look like more. So it's just that was a business, a
Yeah.
side business Chris and I were going to go into, was just producing a lot of
sounds
dogs
like Becca's
having
got a
sex.
leg
Dog
up.
porn. Yeah.
Hiking my leg on
Cooper
that.
didn't like that.
Yeah, finding stock footage sucks. But yeah, that Bound 2 one scarred me.
Joel
Oh
and
my
I
God, it's
literally
so good.
spent about 15 minutes, and when I say literally, I mean literally, looking for the right image of a girl smirking. It was the most
creeps.
mind-numbingly thing, and it was just amazing at how many different stock photos exist of that.
Oh yeah.
Like, I can't imagine how difficult that... I mean, if you're ever bored and there's no public executions going around, go to like a stock website. We use iStock Photo a lot, and go to the videos and watch some of the ridiculous videos out there. Like, there's one where it's like this big group dance scene in an office, and it's all these corporate guys in suits, and like the boss like break dancing.
Who decides what they film for stock footage stuff? Because
It's-
it seems
it's-
like there would be never any real applicable use for some of the
Yeah.
stuff
Well,
that they do stock footage
I'm
for.
sure they aggregate the search terms and they see what people are searching for.
They're searching for breakdance workers.
I mean, I've seen
gotta
too
find
that
it.
like a lot of sites, photographers just sign up and put their stuff on there in hopes that someone will find it and buy it.
And
So I
then-
think photographers try to make their images as marketable and have mass appeal
Mhm.
as possible. But then there are some that just go for super weird, where it's like 1980s Santa in a hot tub drinking
Exactly.
some Kool-Aid. Like, okay.
There's the very specific ones like that, and then there's the very general ones like scientist holding a beaker.
Yeah.
Girl eating salad.
Yeah.
Girl laughing at salad.
And then you get be more specific, or girl laughing at salad while
There
she's
was
being
a-
made fun of or something like that.
There was someone posted it in like the random channel, and it was like all just like this dark stock footage.
Oh,
It was
God.
just like, I don't know, kids with guns and weirdly weird shit.
Well, there's
Oh,
a not
old-
safe for
old-
work tab for stock
Oh.
footage too.
Old ladies with guns is the strangest. Erin, who's one of our production artists in animation, she has like, I don't know why she has a library filled
Oh my
of
God.
old ladies holding up guns.
Oh my god, I'm gonna
And
Erin-
she
search
uses
for
them
that
as
right
reaction
now.
images a lot.
I love Erin, but I love the way people interact with her on Twitter, because she doesn't ever tweet anything. It's just people like
Mhm.
tweeting from their own personal accounts about her,
Yeah.
and she just like responds.
It's like the legend grows by everyone else. Like,
Yeah,
We
yeah.
just do all the branding for her.
yeah, yeah.
Let's not use it. 'cause
Oh my god, this is ridiculous. I'm gonna send a feed to the Apple TV, see if we get it.
This is pretty hard. This is some hardcore grannies
This
with
is
guns.
fucking awesome.
um,
Working.
While we work on that, so I put this out there to people because I do feel like I'm not the only one here. Before I know we don't have much time left, but how many of you guys out there would go to a public execution if you did not have computers, TV, fucking anything? It was
I
the
just don't think I could do it.
1700s.
Well, okay.
Who would go? So, Patrick, if you could kind of monitor that and we'd have much time, just hashtag RT Podcast.
just play
Let's just say a
stickball.
beheading.
It depends.
and this is gonna be cheap. It's a king.
Are tickets free?
No.
No, come on.
Is it,
Wait,
is it
come on.
free?
But
It's
What
Was
did
it
the
a
king
beloved
do?
king?
Yeah,
Oh,
it all
yeah.
depends on context. You know, like I'm not
King
gonna
Louis
if
and
you're like Henry
and Marie
VIII,
Antoinette.
that'd be sweet.
I don't.
I'll only go to a public execution if they're getting the Judas cradle.
God.
'Cause I gotta see how that works.
Ugh, I bet that's so slow.
Yeah.
It's like an 8-week ordeal.
Oh god.
You just walk it, like put it out in like the city square, and like you walk by every day and be like, oh, progress.
There he is, just slowly sliding down.
He's about halfway now.
It's like Venice sinking.
No.
Oh my God. That's really big.
Oh, it's so pointy.
It's amazing. Like, this is what engineers were working on. This is like you had your smartest minds.
Yeah, we need the brightest,
this.
the best and the brightest to figure out how to murder people more
We need the most
gruesomely.
advanced math.
I don't know. I could argue that some pretty dumb people invented these ways to kill people. But who knows? Who knows?
It's because they didn't have iPhones.
So I'm obsessed with technology taking over and murdering us all.
Okay.
Like I think last time I was
So
on,
did you see the headline today about NSA like basically creating systems that are so advanced that they can't keep them safe?
What?
Like that is a thing that has happened.
Like they're too
did
self-aware.
No, I mean it's not really AI, but just like backdoors and like basically they've created all these
Like it's so
loopholes. And I didn't read the article. I will admit I read the headline. Basically, like backdoors into people's phones and all these different little vulnerabilities that they can be exploited by other people.
Oh boy. Does that really like? I know it's not a very like tangible thing you can be afraid of. It's not like somebody coming into your house and murdering you.
Yeah.
But does like how freaked out? I feel like we should be as concerned with that stuff as we are about people coming into our house and murdering us. But it's kind of hard to like quantify it in your head and make it feel like a genuine concern.
It's like digital theft in general. Yeah.
It's the things that like are presented to be friendly that you have to worry about. Like I think last week it was like robot cops. I forget where in Dubai with like big smiles. Today it was. You guys remember a couple of years ago, Amazon announced the drone package delivery, and we made a short about it. I saw something today about. They were talking about the logistics of it, and instead of just keeping them all at their warehouses, they would build giant what looked like beehives. And all of the drones would be in there, and then they would like emerge from the hive.
Isn't that how the Matrix starts?
Yes.
Well, there was a Black Mirror episode in this last season about basically all the bees died, and they make bee drones to pollinate the flowers, and then someone hacks into them and uses the bees to kill people.
Oh my god.
And it's totally possible.
Aside from the bees getting hacked, that's actually a good way to solve the bee problem. Like they should just replace the bee on Honey Nut Cheerios with a drone.
There you go.
Like here's the solution.
All right, so right now it looks like 75% of the people who have responded would absolutely go to an execution.
Yes. You see, if we did these polls during the podcast more, I would be
right more often.
vindicated.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I guess we're the weird ones.
For me, it's all about context. If he was a good king, if he didn't,
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I mean, well,
Yeah,
clearly,
I'm not
like,
gonna
that was
go.
the situation.
I'm not gonna go to a beheading just to see somebody die.
Yeah.
I need the emotional investment.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's more than that. It's like a social gathering. It's kind of like
You have
whenever-
drinks,
I'd rather go to brunch.
watch an
I'd rather go to
execution.
brunch.
Brunch doesn't exist
Beheading or brunch?
yet. Why not both?
Yeah, I guess you could get
Brunch
both.
at the beheading.
Oh.
Is it true that like when you get decapitated, you're still alive for a little bit?
No one
Like,
knows, man. How would they know
like
that?
they've
Well, you can
they've
hook up nodes, nodes.
Yeah, they've
to your brain.
documented-
After you chop someone's head off?
No, like keep it on.
well, they
put it
document
on,
like there's
cut the
eye
head off.
movement and
Yeah.
blinks and stuff
Like,
with the severed head.
I think there's like a second where basically you still have the jolt in
Yeah.
your brain.
Yeah.
It's like a chicken with its head cut off.
I wish
running
I
around for a
like
long time.
it would just be really cool to like have somebody, they get decapitated and they say like one awesome thing and then they die.
Who farted?
It's like-
What would the thing be?
I'm really getting ahead. Not that.
I feel like I'd just be self-conscious and my head would hit the ground and roll. I'd be like, oh my God, that's what my body looks like. I had no idea.
Yeah, I got
father-in-law
fat.
I
was
hadn't seen
right.
it from this angle.
Once upon a time, my uncle's eye popped out.
Oh,
He
what?
like hit it with a pressure rig popped off and hit him, and it hit just right where his eyeball came out and it was like hanging.
What?
And I was like, I think I would take advantage of that in that moment.
Just
like,
like-
Yeah.
Hey, bitch.
That's how
butt
people
looks
see
like.
That's true
me.
because you've never seen. I mean, you've never seen what your face looks like.
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
never actually seen your face.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to see my face with
It's a good face.
eyeball
Yeah.
gaping.
Oh, I look
hole.
weird.
It's true.
Do you guys watch Rick and Morty?
Yes.
No.
Don't I look like someone who watches Rick and Morty?
Yeah, it's fair. It was an open.
Yeah.
You don't watch. You don't
It's a
watch.
great
I
show.
don't watch a lot of TV. I'm pretty bad at watching TV.
Well, they.
It's a good show. Watch it.
One of the things they can do is travel to dimensions, like
Okay.
alternate dimensions, so they have their infinite selves. And in an episode, they completely ruin their world. And the way they resolve that at the end of the episode is find another world that's not destroyed in which they are killed.
Yeah.
So like they go to a world and they find their dead bodies, and it's like the show's gory. Like they see themselves just like with the eye just like falling out of the socket, all bloody.
Well, then they dig a grave for themselves and then bury themselves in the backyard.
Yeah.
So then it's like, could you imagine like having to like bury yourself and then like take your own place?
Yeah, and then later on, like Morty is like telling somebody about it.
Yeah.
He's like, every day I eat breakfast 20 yards from my rotting corpse.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to
Fucked
watch
up.
it. It sounds like something
it's
I'd
really
enjoy.
It's some fucked
Is
up
it on?
shit.
Is it on some like Netflix or something?
It's on Hulu.
Yeah, it might be on Hulu.
I'll find someone.
Yeah, no, it's an absolutely
Someone give
great
me your
show.
Hulu.
But yeah, it's terrifying. Like it's weird for people. I can't imagine people who die in movies and stuff in a movie where the effects are so good that they
Right.
actually see themselves
Yeah,
like
like-
ripped up into pieces.
Like Pedro Pascal, like watching Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
Oh, anybody watching Game of Thrones? Yeah,
Anybody who's been in Game of Thrones, yes.
yeah. I know. It's like
Everybody
you're
dies.
done.
Yeah.
Ooh, chopping off the head. That's a
Well-
weird job, right? Like if you're the executioner with the axe.
Yeah.
I went in New Orleans and you do a tour, like a death tour,
Yeah.
and there's like a guy who's just famous. Like that's what he did.
I just chop
It's
people's
his
heads
job.
off.
Yeah, chop people.
I dare
people's heads
you to find someone who's better at chopping people's heads off than me.
off. No, it was serious. Like he had this job for a really long time. It was famous.
One of these times I want you to say something ridiculous and then we cut to a close up of you and we cut back wide and we're just gone. Like, we just can't deal with your dumb questions
We can do
anymore.
that.
It's how like it's when fiction matches reality.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Oh my gosh! All right, well, thank you everybody
Thank
for
you.
being on the podcast.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Brandon.
Yeah. Thank you
Enjoy that
to
sport.
Thanks, I love my
everybody who joined us. This was a lot of fun, and we'll do it again next week before RTX. Just to let you guys know, though, we have something new coming up. It's super exciting. So check out this video announcing a brand new broadcast show. It's pretty dope.
Introducing the greatest gaming tournament competition show in the history of gaming competition tournament show histories.
Not a tournament, just a gaming competition.
Oh, we have scoured, this many earth for its darkened, crevice, sweaty places to find, the many greatest gamers who may or may not be on this earth.
Nope, just the Austin area, San Antonio, and I think maybe one guy from Nacogdoches.
Nacogdoches. We will also probably be giving away millions and millions of dollars worth of prizes worth nothing, probably.
Yeah, no money. Nah, we're not gonna do that. Just playing for pride, bragging rights, and maybe a trophy. A very, very small, tiny trophy.
Tyler size. On this very great set.
Welcome to Tuesday Night Game Fight, our newest competition show where we take 8 teams, coached by some of your favorite personalities, as they battle each other in a head-to-head matchup every single week in a full-blown, anything-goes, twists and turns gaming challenge show. Action starts July 18th and is available live at 5 p.m. for our first members. So you better get that membership if you want to watch the greatest show ever of all time.
Coaches include Achievement Hunter, Funhouse, and probably some other houses.
That is correct.
Tuesday night game fight. Every Wednesday.
That is incorrect. It is every Tuesday.
Unless it's one of those leap Tuesdays and
Nope.
then it's Wednesday.
No, every Tuesday night. Every Tuesday night at 5 p.m.
Okay, so it's Tuesday night unless you're in Denmark and then it's Wednesday.
Nope, still Tuesday.
Okay.
Every Tuesday night,
Or-
5 p.m. Nope, no.
You stay up late. Or if maybe you're really drunk. You don't know what day it is.
It's still going to be Tuesday even if you're drunk.
Could be, if you're drunk enough, it could be Thursday.
I don't even know why I do this with you. Tuesday nights.